thank you for responding to our invitation at such a very short notice. Well, it's been a while that we had the interaction, but I must first start by thanking and appreciating all of you for what you have been doing for us as a government, the cooperation that you continue to extend to us, and the fact that you are part of our success. At the end of time in 2023, when we'll be exiting as an administration, our story as a government will not in any way be complete without having several pages where we will capture the cooperation and the support we got from those of you who are my colleagues in this room. And I am not saying it just because I want to say it. We have seen a lot of this sort of gymnastics that is happening in the social media. It's not as if you are not saying it, but you ignored it because you believe that there is a need to be professional and that there is a need to continue to support what is good. And that this government ran on the promise of adding value to the people of Delta in the area of employment generation, albeit wealth creation, in the area of improvement in our infrastructure, in the area of adding value to the social fabrics that binds us together as a state. And that on those different policy platforms on which we campaigned in 2015 and in 2019, that by the grace of God, that we are delivering on those promises. And I also recall informing you that we are entering what may look like in the game of football, a transfer season, where individuals begin to abandon their clubs, blame their coaches for their inability to play, and at the end of the day, make it look as if their coach or the referee is not a good referee in the field of play, only because they are thinking of how to join another club. But in spite of all this plethora of issues, you have kept faith with us as an administration. And because we recognize that, I mentioned earlier that indeed you occupy a very central position in the history of this administration and the success stories that we want to put down at the end of time in 2023. Now, having said that, I will now come back to the gymnastics that I mentioned earlier. A number of individuals who would have wished that as an administration that we move in a certain direction are feeling that we have moved in another direction, even when we have not announced that we have moved in any direction. And as such, because they cannot attack us on the issue of infrastructure, they cannot attack us on the promises we have made because nobody will believe them, they are now holding on to the straw that at the end of the day is not capable of shifting ground. We have said, if you recall the last time I briefed you, that up to the 28th of May 2023, we will stay focused, we will as an administration continue to commission projects, we will continue to keep faith with the promises that were made to our people, both in 2015 and in 2019. And because they do know that those achievements are very visible and laudable, they are not able to take us on the issues of delivery on the promises we have made. So if you go to the social media, you are seeing a different things that have nothing to do with the issues of governance, but the sentiments of those who are speaking or writing in whatever direction they have chosen. For instance, when somebody wakes up and writes that in the Car Northeast that we are progressing in a direction, and then proceed that the candidate is not qualified, I begin to wonder who decides and determines a qualified candidate. Is he saying that those of us in that particular federal constituency or in that particular local government, in this case the Car Northeast, are not capable of determining who should be our representatives? So if indeed you are writing for the development of our country, why do you think that to do so is to look for who to pull down? Rather than staying with the issues, Why are you attacking individuals? We have also read in a number of places where individuals are also attacking the governor on account of what they perceive to be his choice with respect to 2023 governorship election in Delta. Assuming without conceding that the governor is making a choice, is the governor no longer a human being to be able to make a choice if he so desires to? That is assuming without conceding that he has. In any case, there are quite a number of persons who are gunning for the #1 position in the state, very eminently qualified, all of them very eminently qualified. No fewer than 10 persons from the last information that I have at my disposal. And I want to believe that these 10 persons desire that they should add value to the development of our state. And perhaps if any one of them emerges in the course of time, we want to also believe that the person who has emerged is also capable of adding value. But don't forget that when you are elected as a governor, as a president, as a local government chairman, the law is very, very clear that you cannot be Mr. Know-it-all. That is why, as I'm talking to you now, it is not Governor Okowa that is sitting here talking to you, but his proxy. Because the law allows you to govern using those proxies by having what you call delegated powers. The reason why you have the State Executive Council, the Federal Executive Council, and then the Executive Council of the local government is because you move around the state, the local government, and indeed the federation to pick out individuals who can assist you in different fields for you to be able to provide that leadership. Why are we assuming that the leader, whoever becomes a governor or whoever becomes a president, must have all the knowledge that you think that you need to govern or add value? The person is elected to be on top, and then he now scouts for other persons who can now help him to be able to deliver those promises or to be able to deliver those things that will add value to the life of the people. So when individuals write and take on different candidates and say that this candidate does not have everything that it takes, nobody has everything that it takes. That is why the law allows you to bring in people to be able to put in everything that you need to add value. For instance, you are all from different media houses. To the best of my knowledge, you write stories, you give it to an editor, the editor looks at it, he gives it to possibly the editor, the major editor of the paper, after the news editor may have looked at it. And sometimes it even proceeds more than that. Because the Englishman says 2 heads are better than 1. So in which case you look at these issues from multiple perspectives. So why are our colleagues writing, particularly these persons who are in the social media, writing as if once you have a governor, that governor must know everything that you need. He must be an economist, he must be a geographer, he must be good in chemistry, he must understand physics. Meanwhile, when you went to school, in a university, there are more than 40 courses, but you are reading only one. And the vice chancellor of a university, even when he's a professor, is only a professor in one particular field. He is not a historian, neither is he at the same time also an engineer. There are fields that he may not know much about, yet he has that institution where you have people studying different courses. So I just need to let you know that first we are going to stay focused in spite of these different attacks, and to let those who are writing that they need to first of all look at themselves whether they are writing for the good of the state or they are paid to just write for writing's sake. We have also seen in a section of the social media individuals talking about those who have traveled abroad, who have got citizenship. Do they buy citizenship of another country? There are procedures. It just actually shows a very great misunderstanding of the issues of citizenship. Any country that is going to confer citizenship for anybody follows processes. Even in Nigeria, the moment you are not born in that country, your mother is not from that country, your father is not in that country, there are processes for you now to proceed to becoming a citizen. It's not something you take money today, like, yeah, I'm a billionaire, I'll go to US, please, Department of Home Affairs, or yeah, give me, I'm a citizen of US. That's not how it's done. So when people write in that direction, for me, I just believe that it's just lack of knowledge as to how these things are done, or only just because they want to get busy. Because if they are not too idle, I don't think that they will progress in the direction that they are progressing. But I must commend you that you have been very professional. You have not behaved like those who may not understand the tenets of journalism. I must acknowledge your professionalism and the support you are giving to us as an administration, and to re-echo the fact that as an administration that will stay focused with the issues that were canvassed right from 2015 up to the present day, and indeed up to the end of time in 2023 of this administration. We will take your questions, no matter which area you feel you want to ask questions, we will take them, and then we will respond to whatever that may have agitated your mind in the course of time. Thank you.